Hello everyone, this is Suneve and I'm coming to you with You'll Learn to Love Me, Yandere Masky, X-Reader by FluffyWubs. We're going to be starting off with chapter 27. Surprisingly, I only fell asleep for half an hour. After just 30 minutes, I woke up again. I didn't feel like sleeping. Well, I'm lying. I just couldn't sleep. An uneasy feeling in the bottom of my stomach kept me up. I can't help but think about what Masky is doing right now. But mostly, I'm worried about Dylan. With a yawn, I fish my phone out of my pocket. I turn it on, making my eyes squint from the sudden intense brightness. It's not that late, now that I actually paid attention to the time. It's around 9 p.m., so it isn't so bad. He probably isn't sleeping yet, so it wouldn't hurt calling him. I scroll over to my contacts and tap the small icon before heading over to Dylan's number. Without hesitation, I tap the green phone icon to call him. I press the phone to my ear. One ring passes. 2, 3, 4, nothing. It just goes straight to voicemail after that. I hang up the phone and shift up in my bed. Okay, nothing to be worried about. Maybe he's just busy. I'll call him in a few minutes. I stand up from my bed and stretch out my arms with my phone clutched tightly in my hand. He might call me back soon. I hope so, at least. Making my way to the living room, I purse my lips. I wonder if I still have any food in my fridge that hasn't expired. From the living room, I walk into my kitchen and head straight to the fridge. I pull on the handle, swinging the door open. Well, I certainly have a lot of food, but the question is, are they still edible? I grab a carton of milk just to check the date. Yikes, it's already 4 days over the expiration date. I doubt my other snacks would be edible. I toss the milk carton in my trash bin and shut the fridge door. It's not like I was hungry anyways. I head back to the living room and plop down on the couch. If Masky or Lou aren't here yet, that means they are still near the forest. This only makes me worry and my nervousness increase. Fiddling with my phone in my hands, I hover my thumb over the call button again. I hope I'm not bothering him, but I need to make sure he's okay. Lord knows if Masky might be with him right now. With a deep breath, I tap on the button. I press my phone to my ear and I wait. If he doesn't pick up, I'm heading to that damned forest myself. I won't let someone's life be taken away by the psychotic bastard. After a ring or two, the line on the other side finally gets picked up. My heart practically skipped a beat. Dylan? I questioned a bit too loudly, overly surprised that he actually picked up. Yeah? It's his voice for sure, but his breath sounded ragged. It sounds like he ran a mile and became out of breath. I furrow my brows. Are you okay? I question. I can hear him release a quivering breath before swallowing dryly, almost choking from his parched throat. A faint noise of an uh-huh was heard. That didn't sound too convincing. I lower my voice a bit. Are you in the forest? I question. What if Masky has him captive right now? I can hear his breath hitch in his throat. He lets out a few sounds of hesitation before replying. Yes, I am. I'm okay. He breathes out. That was not my question. No, are you in the forest? Did anything happen? I question again. I hear a faint shuffling noise on the other side of the line. Dylan was silent. He sure took his sweet time before finally replying. Yes, I'm fine. His voice sounded much more nervous. That's when it clicked. He's definitely there. He's just disguising his words. I stand up from the couch and grab my key, heading straight to the door while holding my phone against my ear. I needed to keep him on the line. I need to hurry. I exit my apartment and shut the door behind me before rushing to the emergency stairs, making my way down as quick as possible. I almost tripped a couple of times. Who's with you? I ask without even thinking. How stupid. Of course he won't be able to answer that. Dylan clears his throat. I'm in my house. His voice quivers. I skip a few steps on the stairs before rushing my way out of the complex. It's dark, freezing, and incredibly windy outside. I need to run as quick as I can. 2 of my friends are over, he states. 2? 2? It has to be Masky and Lou. As I run, I start to get out of breath. My throat is dry and burning up, and I can barely get a word out, but I need to keep going. His life is on the line, and I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing I could have saved him. I could hear a faint click on the other side of the line, and I take a quick look at my phone screen, thinking he had hung up. The call was still going. I press my phone back onto my ear as I take a quick look left and right before crossing the street. Dylan? I heave out. I feel like my chest is about to erupt. My heart is beating faster than ever, and my mind is racing with panic. I need to stay calm. I have enough time. Through the gusts of the wind, I can faintly hear Dylan's voice. I don't know if it's him or because of the wind, but his voice sounds much softer. Hey, listen, I need to get going. His voice shudders. It sounds so afraid, something I would never thought I'd hear him be. Afraid. My pace was slowing down by itself, but I forced my legs to sprint faster than ever. I could already see the forest from far, far away. The tall trees were sticking out like a sore thumb. I'm so close. Don't hang. I breathe out into the phone. I'm almost there, almost. See you later. I hear him breathe out his final words before the line goes dead. I shove my phone in my pocket and continue to run. It takes me merely a few more seconds before I'm finally near the forest entrance. Now the question is, how deep in the forest are they? I take a moment to regain half of my breath before taking cautious steps into the forest. The further I'm in, the colder and darker it gets. I need to listen for voices. I'm sure they can't be far. With my heavy breaths, I jog deeper into the forest. This place creeps me out. No wonder they dump bodies here. Nobody would dare get in here in the first place. I suddenly hear a faint sound. It's not the wind nor an animal. It's the faint sound of a voice. I cut my hand over my mouth to quiet down my breathing, in case it's another murderer besides Masky. With careful steps, I follow the sound of the voices. The wind was oddly softer in the forest, so my steps were much more audible. Every step I take causes a crunch sound from the remains of snow or just dead leaves. I pass a couple of trees and bushes, hearing the voices become more audible. They're close. I know they are. I'm almost there. Squeezing my way through a line of bushes, I finally see someone come into view. I carefully peek over one of the trees' bark. My heart almost stops at the view. I'm too afraid to move. My breath gets stuck in my throat. Masky is in front of Dylan, the barrel of a gun pointing straight to Dylan's forehead. Lou is beside Masky, looking like he's hesitating more than anything. Dylan's hands are behind his back, his wrists clasped together by a pair of cuffs. I need to do something, anything. My heart accelerates. I can feel my head pounding in distress. I can't bring myself to move. All their voices sound muffled for as long as I'm frozen until I finally snap out of it. I hope you rot in hell. Dylan sneers. Masky's shoulders shake with a laugh before he clicks his handgun. Give the devil my regards. I have one chance. 1 second. I need to act quick. I finally rush forward. Tim, don't. The sound of a gunshot cuts me off. My hands shoot up to my ears as I shut my eyes tightly. My ears are ringing, my head is pounding, and my heart is exploding. This can't be real. This didn't happen. Holding my breath, I slowly open my eyes. The first thing I see is a trail of blood near my feet. Following the trail of blood, my eyes finally meet with a pair of dull, dead-looking eyes. I let out a scream, turning back on the dead corpse laying on the ground. My breathing gets rough and faster. I can barely control it, and I feel tears lining the edges of my eyes. It's okay, it's okay, I try to reassure myself with pitiful words. It's such a useless tactic. I know this is reality, and I can't do anything about what just happened. A pair of hands grip my shoulders and forcefully spins me back around. Through my blurry vision, I meet with a pair of angry brown orbs behind a mask. I told you to stay in your apartment. His voice has so much menace in it. I open my mouth to say something, but all that comes out are whimpers and choked sobs. My eyes travel downwards, noticing the gun stuck on his belt. Why would you? I can't get my words out. I feel his hands grip my shoulders tightly. You need to leave. His voice sneers lowly. I notice Lou come over next to Masky, quickly ushering me away from him. Hey, I'll walk you back home, okay? Why was he okay with this? Why didn't he stop him? I give him a rather harsh shove on the chest, pushing him away from me. Don't touch me. My voice comes out in pure venom. I never knew my voice could sound so bitter and cold. Lou looked surprised by my actions, but his expression looked more like he was hurt on top of all. I hugged my own arms for comfort, letting out a shaky breath. I should have gotten him arrested. If I just told the truth, none of this would have happened. This is my fault. An ear-piercing scream snapped me out of my demise. Not even Masky nor Lou were expecting that. They all snapped their heads towards the direction of the voice. Let me go. Please just let me go. The voice belonged to a female, and she sounded distressed and panicked. Her voice sounded so familiar. Don't tell me. Emma? I rushed past Masky and Lou, who both tried to grab me before I could sprint off, but missed me just by an inch. I follow the sounds of the screams. They just keep getting louder the closer I get, and it sounds like someone else was struggling to keep her down. I've rushed past trees and multiple bushes before finally arriving to the scene. The kid that I've seen before, what's his name? Toby. Yes, him. He was straddling Emma on the ground, holding her head against the ground with one hand while holding a hatchet in the other. Emma's eyes were wide with fear. Her cheeks were bright red and her body was shaking. She tried her best to move, but in the position she was in, she couldn't do anything. Please, please don't hurt her. I'm not letting someone else perish, not if I can do anything about it. The twitching boy stops in his tracks, his arm freezing right before he was about to swing the hatchet down. His head slowly turned towards me before his mouth guard slightly arched up on the corners. He was grinning. A spark in his eyes just told me that this looked amusing to him. A pitiful, weak girl trying to save her best friend from getting killed? Well, look what the cat dragged in. His arm with the hatchet twitched, making my heart stop for a few moments. He finally gets off Emma, but keeps a hand wrapped around her neck as he stands up, pulling her along with her. Emma claws at the gloved hands of the teen, trying to pry them off her neck. Even if it was to no avail, she still tried. Please, please, I won't tell anyone. Emma tried to beg. She even tried to reason with this monster. But God knows this monster won't stop for anything to see someone suffer. Emma's eyes travel over to me. She looked so panicked, so scared. This all feels so surreal. Masky and Lou finally catch up to me, only to stop at the sight of Toby. Masky's first instinct is to grab his gun, pointing it straight to Toby's chest. Toby's eyes glimmer with mischief as his grin only widens. Oh, looky, her little boyfriend came to the rescue. Toby beamed, completely disregarding the fact that Lou was here too. But why is Masky pointing a gun at his own acquaintance? Does he really care about Emma, or is it just another trick to fool me? Masky glowers at Toby and pulls the slide of the gun back. Ah, hold it right there, Toby mocks playfully. This little girl seems to mean a lot to her, huh? Toby grins at Emma before looking at me. Wouldn't she hate it if her own boyfriend allowed me to kill this girl? He cocks a brow. Where is he going with this? So, here's the thing. Toby moves his hand from Emma's throat up to her hair, grabbing a handful of it to hold her in place. He lifts up his arm, holding the hatchet, and places the dull-looking blade against her neck. Please. It seems like Beg's the only thing that can come out of the blonde right now. Shut the fuck up. Toby dismisses her with a hiss. I want to trade, he states firmly, finishing his sentence from before. Your girl? For this one. What's her name again? Right, YN, isn't it? He looks at me for confirmation, but I don't respond to his question. Toby simply rolls his eyes before looking over to Masky. You give YN to me. I'll let this girl live, and I'm sure you would too, since you probably despise the thought of YN hating you. Toby snickers darkly. I look over to Masky, his finger placed on the trigger of the gun, but doesn't seem like he's going to shoot. I swallow. If it means for Emma to see the light of day again, I won't hesitate to go with the teen. Masky hesitates before speaking. If I do give you her, what's her plan? Masky asks. Toby chuckles, shrugging his shoulders. I don't know, bring her to Slender, see what happens, or I can just keep her all to myself. Toby shoots me a quick glance, his eyes scanning my body for a quick second. Disgusting. Masky's grip loosens on the gun. He's not just going to let her die, is he? Tim, I ask with a quivering breath. Masky ignores me and simply grabs me by the shoulder, shoving me behind him. What kind of sick bastard would just let an innocent girl die? Tim, don't do this. I beg. I don't want her to die. My only friend, the only person I'm able to go to. If she dies, I'll have no one. My life will be empty. I try to push past Masky, but Lou decides to hold me back. Not him too. Lou, please. Please do something. Don't let her die. Please. Tears are rushing down my face as I grip Lou's jacket tightly. He'll do something, right? He'll help her. Lou avoids my gaze, firmly grabbing my shoulder to keep me in place. He seems to be hesitating to say something as he opens his mouth but shuts it soon after. Please be quiet. He hushes. Is he being serious? Lou, please, I need to. She can't. His face suddenly twists into a scowl as he repeats his words out more ominously. Quiet. It sounds like he didn't want to say it, but had to for the sake of me to stop trying. Like hell I will. As I try my best to get past Lou, I hear Toby continuing his subtle threats. Tick-tock, I'm giving you a few extra seconds to decide. Either give her to me, and she won't hate you, or let this girl die, and, you know. Toby snickers, nodding his head towards me. Time was running out, and I need to put my entire strength to get through. Ryan, don't let me die, please. All I did was trying to get to Dylan, but... She could barely explain herself through all the sobbing. She tried to save Dylan? She should have stayed home. Having her beg me to help her made this even worse. It's like I'm the only one that can do something, and I need to think of something. Just like before, don't stand around like an idiot. With breaths of exhaustion against Lou's struggle, I finally turn to face Masky's back. I don't bother to get his attention. I know he'll listen to me. Masky, if you let her die, I'll hate you. I spit bitterly. I could tell Masky was bothered by my comment, but I wasn't done yet. I'll hate you with every inch of my body, and I'll be sure to hate you for every day of my life. At this point, I wasn't even pretending. I was just spitting out how I feel. Masky's shoulders were tense, his fingers twitching lightly as he tried to contain himself. Toby beamed. He saw where I was going, and he was damn happy knowing I was accepting to go with him. If she dies, then I'll take in a shaky breath. Be sure to make something in him snap. Something. I need him to let me go for once. I'll never love you. Barely a second after my sentence, Masky raises his gun back up and fires a bullet. My eyes shut from the reflex as the sound of a gunshot rings throughout the forest once more. I hear no scream, no grunt, just a soft thud of something falling on the ground, and my breath hitches in my throat. Not again, not again. Holding my breath, I open my eyes and peek behind Masky. Emma was fine, thank God. I released my breath before looking over to the Toby. His hatchet was no longer in his hand, however, his shoulder was tainted with a bullet hole. His blood poured out profoundly. He looked at his wound before looking at Masky with a dangerous scowl. He didn't seem affected by the pain of the shot by any means. You son of a bitch, Toby sneers. Masky was about to shoot once more, pointing his gun to Toby's knee, but it seems like he miscalculated the range of the shot, causing him to shoot near Toby's feet instead of an actual body part. Masky cursed underneath his breath and cocked the slide back and pulled the trigger once more. I expected another bullet to fly out. Instead, a clicking sound could be heard. Masky repeatedly pulled the trigger only to have nothing come out, and Toby took this chance of shoving Emma down with the hand he was still holding her with and placed a boot on top of her chest. He bent down to grab his hatchet with his uninjured arm before lifting it over his head. Tim, help her! I yell in distress, and before Masky could do anything, Toby swung the hatchet down. I let out a scream, turning away from the scene as I hear sickening cracks and the sound of a blade being dug into flesh over the sounds of her screaming. I can't get it out of my head. Her screams, it sounds like they just keep going. I feel Lou embrace me, his hand holding my head tightly against his chest. It's all so haunting, and I can't bear it. The thought of not having her in my life hasn't even hit me yet. Her screams are traumatizing. It's even worse knowing that I could have prevented all of this. After a few seconds, her screams were replaced by gurgles before it finally dies down. It's so silent. I feel numb. I can't move. Nobody says a word. Or maybe I just can't hear it anymore. I can't tell. I take a quick peek over to where Toby was standing, and all I could see are Emma's motionless legs laying on the ground as Toby's clothes were now patterned with splotches of blood. I noticed Masky lunge at Toby just before I turned my head back to Lou's chest. I wish this was all a dream. This has to be. If I just close my eyes and open again, this will all be over. I'll be back in bed, and none of this would have ever happened. So that's what I do. I close my eyes. That is the end of that chapter. Chapter after this one is chapter 28. Let me know what you guys thought of that, and I will see you guys in the next video.